Good morning, guys. This is day 2 of JuiceCon. We are getting ready to leave. I'm trying to decide for my outfit if I should wear my scarf on my jeans and it's like a little bit like a whoosh whoosh, or if I should wear it around my neck, kind of like a flight attendant. I asked you guys on Instagram, so I'm waiting to see what you guys say. We're gonna go get coffee at Bullet and then go to the event. I check into the green room at 10. Workshops at 11. Talking about social media marketing, sharing your story, why it's so important. And a lot of fun. I hope I do good. Alright guys, we're in the green room, checked in T-minus 1 hour. And I'm gonna kind of just review my stuff. I'm kind of winging it. I don't have slides. I think I'm the only person with no slides. We're gonna be talking about social media marketing. Gonna film a lot of it. Lauren's gonna take my camera, she'll film it, and we'll put in some snippets.
But there's another term for grocery, and I can't think of it right now. But these little icons, I know all the things, but to actually see your faces, to hug, to meet, has been by far probably my favorite part. So thank you, Good Nature, for hosting this. If it wasn't for this event, this wouldn't happen. So today we're going to talk about social media marketing, and my goal today is for you guys to realize how important this is, and the fact that sharing your story is probably the best marketing you can do. I started JK Juices. We're from Findlay, Ohio, kind of middle of nowhere, small town, country, agriculture, nothing like LA, which was fun to come here finally and kind of see what the culture was like. So, small town, JK Juices. I started it when I was a senior in high school, quite young. Had grown up always just loving all things creative, all things business, and figure out what to do with my time, and looked into the community and saw there were no juiceries. I'm gonna make juice, take it to the farmer's market. Simple as that, right? Bought the cheapest NSF juicer I could, $250. Was like, this is all I need. So I was trying to find a kitchen to use, connected with a few people, found a popcorn shop. I had an overflow kitchen. They let me rent it for $1 million. Which is one of those times where you're like, I'm a small business, please help me. And they were like, yes, of course. They didn't use their overflow kitchen in the summer months. Their busy months were the winter. It's like, great, farmers markets, I just need the summer months. Winters in Ohio are pretty harsh, so we don't have farmers markets in the winter. So I did that. I made the juice every Friday. Went and gathered produce, loaded up a tote, big bucket thing, put it in my car, drove to the popcorn kitchen, made the juice, listened to podcasts about business, figured out what I'm trying to do, juiced it, went home, took it to farmer's market. We did that for 2 years. After 2 years of doing that, decided it was time to make the next step, and bought an ice cream truck. Very cute one, I will say. Super small, super cute. We renovated it into a juice truck, painted it pink, put a logo on it. We're gonna do this juice truck thing, here we go. We did that for 3 years, it was amazing. Some of my favorite memories in life, no doubt about it. Truck life is intense, not gonna lie. Water, electric, hauling things. I'm driving a big pink truck, a little girl, everyone's like, are you sure you're supposed to be in that? I'm like, I'm sure, yeah. Go in, actually one really funny story is we pulled up, because I had to have our generator looked at, pulled up to this mechanic shop, and the guys there were just like literally looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, I know, I got a juice truck, I have a generator, it needs some work. We did that for 3 years. After 3 years of doing that, a couple months ago we opened our first storefront, which has been a journey in itself, amazing, fun. Over those 5 years have grown super slow, but very purposeful. Every step was for a reason, and one of the most purposeful steps was sharing our story online. Before I even started the juice business, I created a YouTube channel. Had watched YouTube for many years and kind of thought to myself, I should really create a YouTube channel, but was scared to post and to be exposed. And one day it just hit me straight in the face. I'm like, I gotta do this. There's no way I can't do it. So I did it. I bought some gear, started posting about the most random of things, knowing deep down in my gut there was a reason why. And when it comes back to healthy kombucha and Jimmy from Evolution Fresh talking about, you know, trust your gut, which couldn't be more real. The only one that knows truly where you're supposed to go is that little voice in your head. No one else. And I can't say that enough. Trust your gut, even when it doesn't make sense, even when you make moves that go against the numbers, even when you're like, why am I supposed to do this? I am so confused. But you have the most peace about it. Trust your gut. It will lead you to places you never even knew you could go. I started to share what we were doing. Started to share about the juice business, shared the full renovation. These were, some people watched, some people never watched. People left me comments, people left nice comments. I mean, it was all over the place. But all that mattered was I knew I had to share. I wasn't doing it for anyone else, except for I'm supposed to share my story. I don't know why, but I'm supposed to. And so I think that's really important to note when you do this whole social media thing, when you do this marketing thing, when you go the step to be vulnerable and to share who you are and what your passion comes from, you can't care about what anyone thinks. Because they're just in their own little head judging. And you have a plan. And you're going to take steps, you're going to do things, and you're going to do 20 moves, you're going to fail at 2, and people are going to hit you hard when you fail. And they're going to make you want to feel like crap because misery loves company, and they're miserable. And so you just say, be quiet, I'm going to stay in my own head and stay on the line. Sharing our story on social media, the ups, the downs, the turns arounds, like every good, every bad, not knowing why, has actually led me to right here. And the only reason I'm here is because I shared my story, guys. I don't have a big juicery. I have a very small juicery. We are in a town of 45,000 people. We do good work. We serve a lot of great people. We love what we do, but we're a small juicery, no doubt about it. But I love that. I wouldn't have it any other way right now, especially. Sharing our story on social media has opened us to opportunities we never even knew were possible. And when you start talking about yourself and where you're going and why you're doing it, your true passion actually comes out. Because when we don't talk, when we just keep quiet, we don't have the opportunity to explore where our thoughts can go. And over the years, I've learned a lot of grace towards people that talk about their dreams. We've all been in that situation where somebody's talking to us about their dreams and they're like, we think, okay, yeah, you said you're going to do a lot of things, but nothing actually happens, you know? I've learned to have grace because it takes time to really figure out. It takes years, it takes a long time to figure out where you're going, why you're going there. And the thought process is probably the most important part of it. This brings me to a point of execution versus the idea. A great way to think about this is documentaries. We fall in love with a product, let's say Apple. We love it so much, and eventually we want to know the story behind it. We want to know how that was executed. So we go and we watch the documentary. Our goal, what we're super intentional about, is reversing that. We want to share the story, share the execution behind it, to then emotionally involve our consumers, whether they're consumers just of our media, and they're in the Philippines, and they're never going to come to JK Juices, or they're actually juice consumers. We want them to fall in love with who we are, our passion behind it, before they actually love the product. What that allows you is allows you some major grace period, because if you screw up, they already know your heart. They already love you. They're going to be like, it's okay, we all screw up. You're good. It also allows you to sell like you've never sold before. How easy is it for somebody to come into your juicery and they followed your journey on social media? They already know they love you. Like, you don't have to sell to them. In fact, we would argue that the worst thing you could do is sell to them in that moment. We have lots of people coming into the juicery that have followed our stories online. Some travel from far, some are local, and they've known who we are growing up, and they've never come into the shop. They followed our journey. They know of us. They come into the juicery and they immediately say, we follow you on YouTube, we follow you on social media. And immediately I know in that moment, they already know what they're doing. They're just here to experience the environment, the juice. I don't need to sell to them. In fact, I just need to be there for them, be grateful, and serve them the best way I can serve. When you get to that point where your customers are they're not customers, they're like family. And that is a business that can go far beyond a business that doesn't share the story, because you're only as good as the passion and the heart behind it. The idea is just the idea. It's the execution. It's the reason why. Somebody could have told me about the idea of Facebook, and I'd be like, great. Like, I don't know how to execute that. I don't have a passion for that. I don't have love for that. An idea is just an idea, which is why we so freely will share everything. And so many of you have come up to us and said, thank you for sharing, you know, your ups and downs, your stories. And the reason why is, like, they're all logistical things. And it's what you actually do with that matters. You know, you can have the best recipes, the best location. It's how you actually execute, share your story, educate, care for your customers that matters most. Something we focus on is, if our journey ended tomorrow, and whether that means my business dies or I lose my arms, or I die, like whatever happens, which would end my journey, we make today the absolute best. We make today the day we've made it. We don't wait for a time where when we get this, when we get that, we make it. So I would encourage you guys to make today where you want to be. And you know, you own your business doesn't own you. And time will tell, it takes time. You're not going to get there in a year. It's going to take years upon years upon years. And even when you think you got there, you didn't get there. So the best thing you can do today is just enjoy the moment. In a day where we have our phones accessible 24/7, where our phones are the new TV and they're free. Like marketing couldn't be easier nowadays. It's free. Just pick up your phone and share what you're doing. Share that you're making juice in the morning. Share that you're selling juice. Share that you sold out. Share that you had a bad day and you hope tomorrow's better. A great thing about marketing is you are able to reach everyone where they are. Whether they're an emotional person, whether they're a logistical person, they like the numbers, whether they're a habitual person, you're able to reach them where they are by sharing your story, because every aspect of life enjoys this, it includes those things. Whether it's the emotional points it includes, or it includes the, you know, I just bought 80 pounds of ginger. Somebody out there who loves numbers is going to love that. Like, they're just going to soak that up. Like, wow, she bought 80 pounds of ginger. They're going to think about 80 pounds of ginger. How much is that? That's crazy. They love the numbers. If they're a habitual person, you can imagine, who looks at their phone before they even get out of bed? Yep. Imagine a person that looks at their phone before they get out of bed. They wake up at, let's say, 8. And you wake up at 5, you go in and juice 6 to 7, 7 to 8, and every single day you share on your social media, whether it's your business page or your private page, I'm juicing for the day, juicing today's orders. And every day they wake up and they, you know, let's say day 1, they're like, juice is stupid, I would never drink juice, it's overpriced, I'll just eat my vegetables. They watch it, they're like, oh, but I'll watch your juice, because it's kind of interesting, you know, it goes in, comes out, liquid, pretty colors, cool. Every day they look at it right when they wake up, like, oh, okay, cool. Let's say they do that for 2 months, and they decide one day, I'm gonna go buy this juice finally. They love the habitualness of it, and finally one day they decide I'm gonna go buy that juice. Could be that way in every category, emotional. They love when they see that you're down and you've had a bad day, they immediately want to come and comfort you and support you. So the next day they come and they buy a juice. And it's because they're emotional and they are emotionally invested into your story. Sharing your story, it's the easiest way to capture everything that you are and everything you put into your business. You can think about marketing and how you're like, okay, I gotta market this, I gotta post about the juice, I gotta educate about the juice, I have to tell the people where we are, I have to tell them why we're doing this, I gotta reach all my customers, I gotta market this, there's gotta be a way I can reach the people. It's the easiest way to do it. Post what you're doing 24/7 all the time, put a location where you are, because on Instagram people can location search. We always put our location on our Instagrams because an additional couple hundred people will see it just because they're looking in that location. Not because they're looking for juice, they're just looking for the location. They might see it like, oh yeah, I've heard juice is good for me, I should go do that. When you're juicing, talk about the health benefits of why you're doing it. You know, carrot's good for this, ginger's good for this, this is why we have this juice here for this. All you have to do is tell your story. The hardest part about it is actually remembering to tell your story. Like, actually getting in your phone and being like, I'm gonna document this. And it takes time. It does take time. It takes time to do this and do that and that. But it's so important. And it doesn't take any extra money, which is huge for all of us small folks, right? Like, we don't have the extra money to put towards marketing. Like, what? Something we think about way down the line. Like, I'm just gonna go door to door. That's my marketing. You need some juice, you need some juice. Well, guess what? You can reach thousands of people by pulling your phone out. Boop. And everyone in this room is leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else. You are at the first ever juice con. Like, what? Do you know what that does for your consumers, for the people watching, your local people? They're like, wow, she's at a juice con? Tell your people what it is. This is the first ever conference for juicing. We're here learning how to better serve you. We took the time and the money and the resources to come here because we want to serve you better. And you're like, oh my gosh. And not only is it just a cool factor, like you're a juice con, like that's just a couple rep points, you know? But it's like the effort. You can add a little emotionalness from it. Like, you know, I'm really trying to figure out how to better manage. You can talk about this to your people. Manage my time, manage our stock. Trying to figure out how to better make recipes for you guys because your consumers are going to be like, how you care. Like, is it kind of setting in how easy it is to share your story and what that does for marketing? Do you have a question?
I do have a question.
Yeah.
And I'm making assumption here.
Yep.
At some point you get exhausted by like constantly.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And everybody talks social media presence. But what does it shift to when you're in this time to exhaustion? Because clearly you don't stop. How do you recharge and not let yourself into
Oh, totally.
Logistically, like, how often are you posting in those stores?
Right. And this is where I would say, like, not overthinking it is a good thing. Like, there's times on YouTube, I've been doing this YouTube thing for 5 years, and what you hear about YouTube is consistency is key. But there's times where I've gotten totally burned out and I didn't post for a month. And that little 1 month is a micro thing in the big macro picture. So you're burned out for a week, you don't post for a week, that's okay. Like macro, let's think about the big picture. This is a 20-year, 10-year, 20-year journey. I don't know about you guys, but we're in it for the long haul. We're making choices now that are going to benefit us in 20 years. Because we know it's not realistic to think that in 2 years we're going to be huge and crazy and right where we want to be. In fact, I don't really want that. Like, I want to take it slow and really analyze. Understanding those macro and micro moments. And with that also, you might have a terrible day, terrible month, terrible year, but let's think about the big picture. Not only the big picture in your own community and what your own business is like. No, you're going to take some hits, but that's okay. Things are going to be not so great, that's okay. But the work you're doing is so important. And on that note also, guys, I hope you realize how unique you are. And that only you have the story you can tell. You know, Healthy Kombucha, she's the only one that could make that happen. Jimmy, he's the only one that could make Evolution Fresh happen. No one else could. So whether you're insecure, whether you're like, I can't talk, I don't look good, I hate my voice, like whatever it is, we all hate something about ourselves, you know? And we criticize ourselves more than we should. And so, just go for it. You know, quiet all those voices and realize I'm unique and I'm the only one that can share my story. We were talking to a friend who's a bartender, and she's opened in a juicery. And she's the only one that I have personally talked to that is a bartender looking to open a juicery. And I'm like, what a cool story you have. Like, I want to know more about your story. You're the only one that has that unique story. And people will fall in love with your story first, and they'll fall in love with your products, then it'll come full circle when they try their product and it's good, and they feel good. And then right there you have a lifelong customer because they love who you are, they love what you stand for, they love your product, and they're emotionally and physically, tangibly invested. They're consuming a product that they actually need in life, but they're also supporting somebody that they love. So it mentally makes them happy, physically makes them happy. It's full circle. Self-auditing. You have to constantly be looking at yourself and thinking, what can I do better? What am I failing in? Where am I lacking? And then actually take action to fill those gaps. And also recognize that we're not all great at everything, and there's certain things that we really suck at. For example, I am not good at grammar. I am not a good writer, which is really, yeah, thank you. But I paid for software to edit it for me. And I recognized that I wasn't good at writing, and many are. So I took the step to make sure that that was covered by paying money to do that. So if you're not a good photographer, maybe hire a photographer. If you're not good at video, hire a video person. Recognize we're not great at everything, and in order to do and reach all grounds, we might have to take some action in filling those and you know, take that step in recognizing. This is when we were on the truck, one thing we did, often was in order to gain new customers, we went into Instagram, we searched our location, Findlay, Ohio, and when you search a location, the top posts in that location come up. Am I still on?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Come up. Look at those photos, and look who is good at photography. Look who has an account that has a lot of followers. Message them. This is what we did. We did it every single day. Message them and say, hey, we're a juicery. We're looking to grow. We'll give you a free juice if you take a photo of it. They would come to the truck. Everyone was so excited. Every single person was, oh my gosh, I've heard about you guys. When did I come try? This gives them a call to action to actually come to the truck. There's a reason to come to the truck. We have a free juice for you. They would come to the truck. They would recognize, like, we want you to take a photo. And in our area, taking photos and being, like, bold in that is a little, sometimes they don't feel like they want to. It's like, am I intruding? No, you're not intruding. Take all the photos you want. You're marketing for us, so thank you. So this gives them a reason to. They would come to the truck, take a photo, we'd give them the juice, and they then would reach their 3,000 followers. And all it cost us was $3 in product. Like, literally nothing. And we did this all the time, and we always chose people that had big followings, that posted often. We got really specific at times. We would
target the local universities. We would choose a girl that was a captain of a sports team, or we would choose a homecoming queen, or whatever it was. We would get really specific because we knew that their impact had a lot. And it would, them stepping out and saying, we like this juice, is a lot better than us trying to advocate for ourselves. So when you tell your story and you do that marketing and you gain loyal customers, they market for you. Like, they feel part of the posse and they want to tell everyone they know about the products they're consuming. College students, if you're focusing on them, make the post about that college. Don't just make it, organic cold pressed juice available here. I would make it unique to that people. Say something like, oh, looking for a hangover cure, college students? Come here. You need to make it unique to the people, and that it matters who you actually target. It matters the content you're putting out there, but then to get specific about who you're targeting is massive as well. So absolutely would pay for, we have paid for Instagram and Facebook promos, and they've always done great. We just don't have the money to go all in like I would like to. A story on how this works in our area is there's a taco truck, and she does this every single day. She says, share this post, comment below that you share, tag some people, we choose somebody who wants some free food. And she has such attention. All of her people follow her 24/7, which is where this attention comes in, because you can then leverage your attention for what you need. When people watch and they have your attention, you then have the control over what the next move is. So she has her customers' attention 24/7. Like, she has 10,000 followers on Facebook. In a town that's really small, that's a lot. That's like the whole town, essentially. It's crazy. So one day she went to an event and they put her at the very back of the event. Nobody was walking around. She was solo on her own. She gets on social posts. No, this is a dud. We have so much food. Like, please help. Her people, her community, her followers that follow her story all went. She was sold out within an hour. Like, it was crazy, which is where that telling your story, gaining attention, comes in those moments where you really need help and you have a call to action. You're not always going to have a call to action. You're not always going to have we have an event going on here, we have a sale, this is a new offer. You're not always going to have that call to action. But gaining the attention and telling your story to the point where people are invested emotionally into who you are, when you put out that call to action, when it's time to sell, it happens on its own. And you're just like, whoa, this is crazy. It's those moments where you do need to sell that's most important. And it's not right in that moment you're selling that you're thinking. You don't think about marketing and actually selling until you're in that moment where it's time to sell. And so telling your story is a surefire way just to make sure you're constantly reaching, even when you don't know where you want to be yet. Sharing your story is an absolute way to make sure at least covering your ground for gaining a loyal following and being able to look back and say, this is where we came from and this is where we're going. So thank you guys so much. Done speaking, now we're going to see an X1 mini demo.
This is my brother Eric, he's CEO of Good Nature, and he is the one that invented this machine. The most important thing for us to do is try to let you guys actually put your hands on the machine and make some juice. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give a quick demo or something. So these parts all come out by hand. They're not too sharp. You don't have to be too scared, but it should be. You guys coming here this weekend, it's all about you. Like, it's not like this event and how great it's been for everybody. It's not about the speakers and the great workshops. It's all about everybody here. You guys, like, your energy is so positive, and everyone coming up to me saying, thank you so much for putting this together. We're learning so much. Like, it just means so much to me and to my family that you're all here. And this is just the beginning. Like, this is year one. This is just the beginning. So let's take everything we've learned. Let's go back to where we're from and help out our fellow juicepreneurs and keep growing this industry and come back here next year. What do you guys say?
Guys, this is Robin from Good Nature. I'm sure many of you have communicated with her. Thanks for coming and making it awesome. It was so much fun without you. Guys, if you didn't get to come, next year's, future years, you gotta make it happen. Guys, we're here with Charlie. We just want to say thank you for hosting.
Thank you for coming.
Honestly, if it wasn't for this event, we wouldn't have been able to connect with so many of them. So thank you so much.
Yeah, well, it's year 1, so.
Oh my gosh,
can't wait till next year.
Alien Wholesale Press, you guys have to follow her. She's gonna do big things, guys.
Getting wrapped up, already cleaning up. What an event. Okay guys, that's it. JuiceCon 2018 in the books, first ever. So much fun. We are collecting ourselves and then gonna go out to eat. We don't really know what we're doing till we